as Lionel Richie gave a show-stopping debut performance that left 23,500 fans literally dancing on the ceiling. The Co-op Live Stadium in Manchester, which is the newest and largest indoor venue in the United Kingdom, erupted in a wave of nostalgia and unadulterated delight yesterday night. The legendary musician, who is now 76 years old, demonstrated his enduring appeal by commanding the stage with the charm and vocal dexterity that have characterized his career over the past half-century. As part of his Say You, Say Me European tour, Richie performed a show that was completely sold out. This was a moment of success for both Richie and the cutting-edge theatre, which has been through its fair share of difficulties ever since it first opened its doors in 2024. An evening filled with hits and heart. From the time Richie walked out onto the stage, dressed in a stylish black suit and sporting his distinctive grin, the atmosphere in Co-op Live was in a state of electrifying excitement. The playlist was a masterpiece of legacy, spanning his days with the Commodores as well as his achievements as a solo artist. Richie began the performance with the song Running with the Night, which had captivating rhythms and soaring vocals. The arena's cutting-edge acoustics amplified every note, making the performance an unforgettable experience. Fans of all generations, from Gen stalwarts to Gen Z newcomers who discovered his library on TikTok, chanted along word for word to popular songs such as Easy, All Night Long, and Hello. One of the most memorable moments of the evening occurred when Richie asked the audience to get up and move during the performance of Dancing on the Ceiling. The arena was transformed into a sea of swaying bodies in order to create a coordinated light show that pulsed to the beat. LED wristbands were provided to the audience in order to create this show. Lionel's Got Manchester Floating was expressed in a number of posts on social media platforms, which were accompanied by video snippets of the event. Co-op Live has just become the most popular place to party. The enthusiastic attitude of the song perfectly reflected the atmosphere of the night, which was one of sheer jubilation. There was a clear and direct connection between Richie and the crowd. During the breaks between songs, he related stories about his career, ranging from the time he wrote We Are the World to his most recent experience as a judge on American Idol. The roars of approbation that he received were in response to his remark, "Manchester, you're my kind of people." Fans tweeted, "Lionel's 76, but feels like he's 30 on that stage," in response to his friendly and humorous performance, thus bridging the gap between generations. The performance was more than simply a concert. It was an experience that brought people together and served as a reminder of the uniting power of music. A venue given a new life, Co-op Live. Since its delayed launch the previous year, Co-op Live has been under criticism, but the event marked a high point for the organization under examination. The first few months of its existence were beset by technical difficulties and cancellations, but the faultless production that took place last night marked a turning point. Richie's speech was able to be heard with utmost clarity because to the arena's innovative sound system and 360-degree design. Additionally, the arena's environmentally friendly elements, such as solar panels and rainwater harvesting, were in good alignment with Richie's activism for environmental problems. During an interview with NME that took place after the event, Richie stated, "This place is a game changer. It was designed to handle situations such as tonight." The sentiment was mirrored by the fans. A person who attended the event remarked on that Co-op Live is "This sound system combined with the voice of Lionel equals enchantment." Richie was able to reach a vast audience because to the capacity of the stadium, which was the largest of its kind in the United Kingdom. The fact that the venue was completely sold out demonstrated Manchester's penchant for live music. Insiders in the industry have acknowledged the significance of the event, and Music Week has said that the concert has the potential to enhance the reputation of Co-op Live as a destination that must be visited by international superstars. Younger audiences have been exposed to him as a result of his role on American Idol, which began in 2018, and viral TikTok trends featuring All Night Long have amassed millions of views. A fresh lease on life has been given to his repertoire by remixes and covers performed by artists such as Dua Lipa and The Weeknd. His catalogue is already a mainstay on streaming services, with over 2 billion streams coming from Spotify alone. The night before, Richie drew attention to this relevancy by combining contemporary visuals and a varied supporting band that included young musicians from Manchester. This was a reference to the city's strong musical tradition throughout the performance. His playlist was a perfect combination of nostalgia and newness. The crowd was moving to songs from his Commodore's era such as Brick House and 3 Times a Lady, while solo successes like as Say You, Say Me and Truly provided an emotional dimension to the performance. He surprised everyone by performing an acoustic medley of lesser-known songs, one of which being Just to Be Close to You, which demonstrated his vocal range, which was astonishingly intact. Richie's voice was described as a time machine, smooth, soulful and ageless, by The Guardian, which was among the critics that acknowledged his endurance during the performance. A love affair between Lionel and Manchester Lionel. Throughout his life, Richie has always had a soft spot in his heart for Manchester. In 2019, he gave his final performance in the city, and late yesterday night, he made a reference to that performance by remarking, "You lot always bring the fire." He was enthusiastically received by the city's diverse and music-savvy crowd, who filled the arena with supporters from a wide range of backgrounds. A pre-concert homage was broadcast on the local radio station Singles Radio Manchester, which played Richie's singles throughout the whole day. At the same time, bars all across the city staged sing-along activities. The Manchester Evening News referred to the event as a love letter to the city, citing Richie's references to local sites such as Old Trafford as the reason for this description. The night's impact was exacerbated by the use of social media. Fans have been sharing footage of Richie's dance skills and emotional moments, such as when he dedicated the song Stuck on You to everyone who has ever loved and lost. One of the videos that went viral showed a group of fans imitating the clay sculpture sequence from the Hello music video in the audience, which caused Richie to giggle sometime in the middle of the song. The online excitement spread all across the world, with fans in the United States and Australia expressing their regret at not being able to attend the concert. Struggles and victorious outcomes. A number of obstacles stood in the way of the victory that occurred last night. As a result of the post-Brexit touring laws in the United Kingdom, which make it difficult for overseas musicians to obtain visas, Richie's tour encountered difficulties in terms of logistics. Despite this, his team was able to successfully traverse the bureaucratic hurdles, resulting in a flawless performance. Concerns were also made about the early difficulties of Co-op Live. Nevertheless, the success that occurred last night put those who were skeptical to rest. The audience was praised by Richie, who said, "This is what live music should be," referring to the workers at the venue. Performing at the performance was a significant moment in Richie's life. During a recent interview with Billboard, he discussed the importance of overcoming ageism in the industry. The individual stated, "People say, slow down, but I'm just getting started." His performance in Manchester exemplified that defiance with high-energy dancing and a 2-hour set that left no one in doubt about his vitality. The beginning of a new era. Fans were hesitant to leave the magic behind as the final chords of All Night Long reverberated throughout Co-op Live. They lingered to the end of the performance. As a fitting conclusion to a night of unity, the encore, which was a reprise of We Are the World, prompted tears and shouts from the audience. The first performance of Richie at Co-op Live was more than just a concert. It was a cultural event that solidified his reputation while demonstrating his continued relevance. The city of Manchester was a city that was dancing on the ceiling, carried by the voice of a legend, and it was a night that Manchester will never forget.